Hey, Karlova Design here, and in this video I'm gonna tell you everything about my leather.
Let's start with the basic stuff. This is a piece of very nice, clean and smooth veg, which could be used for tooling, but I don't do any tooling. What I will do is I'm gonna try new recipes for treating the leather with grease, oils and waxes, and I'm gonna make a video about it. So I'm really curious how it's gonna come out. This is a pretty low-grade Guatemalan veg tan, and I didn't have many alternatives, many leathers to choose from, so I worked with it quite a lot. And I'm going to show you what I made out of it. It's not easy to work with because it's really, really stiff, but you can use that stiffness to your advantage when you need stiff leather. Like the corset was made out of it, and also the famous whiskey bag, which was treated with greases and waxes. This is just a thick, boring piece of black leather, and it's good when you need something really heavy. I made a foam cradle out of it, and also used it as a base for one of the corset pencil cups. This is an inexpensive matte strap leather from Acadia, and if you've seen the instant patina video on my channel, you might have been surprised by how it can be transformed and how different it looks when it's polished. It's good for anything that requires stiffness. It's a very stiff leather, and it has a really nice flesh side. This is one of my favorite strap leathers. It can be really nicely polished, and I'm just using very carefully what I have left because I don't have access to it anymore. It's from Belarus, and they cannot, at the moment, they cannot ship it to Georgia. I also used it to make back panels of my Gasling, old sack and tequila bags. This is a recent addition to my collection, and it's called Missouri from La Perla Azzurra. It's an Italian tannery, and it's heavy in terms of its like physical weight because it has so many waxes and oils and I don't know what. It's about 3 and something millimeters thick. I made a flap for Tiflis. I made one of the corset pencil cups out of it, and I'm sure I'm gonna order more. They have a bunch of different colors and thicknesses, and it's just a pleasure to work with. It has a really nice flesh side as well. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous leather. And did I mention that it's also vegetable tanned? Another veg tan on our table today. This is a very stiff veg crazy horse. It's not drum dyed, so it's kind of light color inside and on the flesh side, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find a suitable project for it pretty soon. It's really, really nice as well. This is some random piece of really heavy leather, about probably 4.5 millimeters. Chrome or aluminum tans, because it's gray in the middle, I do not recommend buying such stuff because it's not nice, and it's probably okay if you need some shoe sole, footbed, something like that, with a thick, just for the sake of thickness, as a base, again, for pencil cups or some stuff like that. But otherwise, it's nothing nice, absolutely. This is as well a new addition to my collection. It's black. I don't normally buy any black leather, but this one has a lot of character. It's a veg tan, and it has a really nice flesh side as well. So far, I only made straps for Chugureti bag, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use it for some more projects because it's really nice to work with as well. And yeah, I'm probably gonna be buying more of this stuff. This is some weird stuff. It's really thick, heavy, but pretty soft, especially for that thickness. And I would buy everything that looks used, vintage, or whatever, distressed. It doesn't have pull-up effect. It has some gloss. It's not drum dyed, and it's not veg tanned. It's probably a chrome or combination. And I haven't used it in any project yet because I'm not sure what can I use it for. Like something soft, probably satchel or briefcase. I don't know yet. You can suggest something in comments. This leather was bought because of its color. It's super bright, super red, and super glossy. It's a veg tan, and it's really nice to work with. I made only one project out of it so far. It's a Hearts gift box. It has a really nice flesh side, and what can I say? You can see everything by yourself. It's a really nice leather. This is another new addition to my collection. It's a super high gloss, very dark navy, about 2 millimeters. It's a vegetable tan as well. It's not dyed through, so it has light colored flesh, and it's pretty stiff, and I have big plans for it. I'm definitely gonna make something nice out of it pretty soon. Also, it does have a little bit of a pull-up effect. I'm still to discover how it's gonna behave when stitched. And it's probably the shiniest leather that I've ever had. Who doesn't love the shiny stuff, right? And you can tell that I've been doing some leather shopping lately because this is another one that is new in my collection, and I haven't done any projects with it except for the video where I've been polishing all the leather. This one gets a really nice patina and gets really shiny when polished. It's a veg tan. It has really nice wrinkles and all that texture, natural texture that I love very much. Very nice flesh sides, and overall, it's a great stuff that I'm looking forward to working with. This is either chrome or combination tan leather. I bought it because of its color, like deep honey color, and all them scars and stuff that it has on it. It's probably a good leather for some soft bags, backpacks, but not too large because it's pretty thick, probably 1.8 millimeter, and yeah, I mean, I can work with it. It's not my favorite, but it's cool stuff. This one is a combination tan leather. Again, it was bought because it's so distressed and it has all the wrinkles and all the natural leather texture, whatever you call it. But again, haven't used it for anything. Maybe I will in the near future. This is a red pull-up chrome tan that I bought at Acadia. It's 5 ounce, it's about 2 millimeters thick, and I've made needle case out of it, and I'm using it myself all the time. It's probably not my favorite type of leather because it's not drum dyed, it's not dyed through, and then you have to deal with all those light colored edges somehow. But it's a nice leather overall if you find the right purpose for it. Here is another cool pull-up, shiny and polished, with very pronounced wrinkles and other texture details. I use it for tequila, but for tequila is probably a little bit too soft. If you're gonna make tequila, you should keep in mind that probably it would be better to use something more thick and more stiff to give it more structure. This is the same pull-up leather, but in different color from the same tannery in Belarus. And I made my gosling out of it, but I polished it with Tokonol, so it looks absolutely different. It has a very nice flesh side as well, and it's overall a very pleasant leather to work with, and I would definitely buy more if I could. This leather looks like veg tan, but it's not. This is the kind of leather that you absolutely don't want to buy. It's probably aluminum tanned. If you look at the edge, it has all that gray stuff in the middle, and it's not pleasant to work with. It doesn't have nice properties, and I only keep it for emergency purposes. This is some very unusual stuff that you probably haven't seen before. A very distressed chrome tanned that I bought in Guatemala, and the seller told me that this has been laying around for months because nobody wanted it, and I was like, wow, how is that possible? Give me two. And he said, I only have one, so now it's mine. And I made boots and I made marine backpack out of it, and I still have a good piece left, so this is definitely going to be used for something nice. These are some leftovers bought in the United States, exactly in the Maverick Leather Company. Probably it's Horvin, but I'm not sure. I used it for straps, and it's nice, but it's not the nicest stuff I ever had. So it's an okay leather. Chrome tanned, probably Chrome XL or something. Here again, a chrome tanned white leather, and I hope this video is going to make you change your mind about chrome tanned leathers in general, because you can see what everybody tells you about chrome tanned, about how bad it is, how not nice it is. It's really not true, and I use chrome tanned leather a lot. These are white leather pieces that are just the only option when you need white leather. It's chrome tan. This is a remnant from Horwin Seconds, bought at Maverick Leather. It was Crafts grade something, and then I don't remember what it was. It was kind of funny piece of leather because of the distressed and all the screwed up style it has. This is a piece of 1.5 mil chrome, and I only grabbed it because of its texture. Like, it has all the veins and wrinkles, but it has a really weird feel to it. It kind of rubbery hand. It doesn't feel natural. It's very like too elastic to be leather. I don't know how to explain that, but I personally don't like that. This is also one of the latest additions to my collection. It's an Italian vegetable tan, very supple, very soft, about 1.8 mil, and it's milled and it's burnished. I don't know how they do such a finish. I don't know the name of the tannery, and I made Chugureti shoulder bag out of it. I like it very much. It was not a big piece, it was double shoulders, and I wish I could get more, and probably I will have an opportunity. This is another one of the leathers that you probably haven't seen before. It's from the same tannery in Belarus. I like the grungy style of the finish. However, I don't favor the leathers that are not dyed through, but this one gives you an opportunity to work with the sandpaper, to give it like peeled paint, a distressed look, like I did on the lighter case. This is a piece of goat skin that I bought just because of the color. It has a really nice flesh side. It's about 1 millimeter thick. Probably a little bit hard to sew by hand, but I'm gonna see what I'm gonna use it for. This piece of leather I bought a while ago. I loved the gloss and all the wrinkles and stuff on it. It doesn't have pull-up effect. It has a really nice flesh side. Never actually made anything out of it, so it's waiting for its turn. These are two strap leather pieces. One of them is Horwin, one of them is from Belarus, and you can try guessing which is which. Okay, this one is from Belarus, and it's pretty boring. It's nothing special to it. This one is Horwin, and it's also boring, and it doesn't have any special to it either. I just have them as, you know, spare strap pieces of leather, nothing more. I'm not a big fan of these. This is vegetable tan crazy horse, and you probably haven't seen many of these if you don't live in Italy, because this is Italian stuff. And I made a main body of a Tiflis backpack with it. It's mainly very good for backpacks and all them soft, supple handbags, and it's pretty amazing overall. I like it very much. And you can compare it now to a chrome-tanned crazy horse, which is probably from Turkey, but I'm not sure. It's also very nice, very distressed, pretty pronounced pull-up effects, nice flesh side, soft, supple, good for backpacks and all that stuff. Here's another crazy horse, chrome tanned, probably again from Turkey. I bought it primarily because of its color, and I'm planning to make something out of it, just don't know what. This is a chrome tanned lining leather, and it doesn't have any character whatsoever. I used it for the soft parts of Bonnie dog bed, and it's pretty useful stuff to have in case you want to add any lining or you need any soft parts, or added to any project. So, and it was dirt cheap, like really cheap. This is an unknown piece of crazy horse, probably again Turkish. I got a lot of Turkish crazy horse leather. Everything that is not Italian is Turkish usually. So I don't know what it is, I'm just showing it to you. Another piece of crazy horse that is chrome tanned, 1.6 millimeters it is, and it's good for any supple, lightweight projects like tote bags, backpacks, maybe, I don't know, soft handbags, whatever. I think it's also Turkish, or it's either Turkish or from Belarus. I'm not sure, I'm not gonna lie. This is where all the dog hair is coming from on my videos, but it's inevitable. Anyway, let's move on to another leather, which is vegetable tanned. I think it's also Italian, and it's quite vintage and quite distressed. 1.5 millimeter, I think 1.6. I see it's written on there. And the camera does not really show the color. It's more like green. Here is more brown, but it's more like khaki color. And you are probably wondering, why am I not naming every tannery of every leather that I'm showing to you? That's because I don't know sometimes. For example, this one, I have no idea. I know it's Italian, I know it's a vegetarian crazy horse, and I wish I knew where it's coming from. And if you know, probably you could let me know in the comments. I would just get as much as I can, because I love this leather. It's absolutely wonderful to work with. This is some strange leather that I bought in a local store, and it had name like wax or something. It has dry wax on the surface that can be rubbed with a piece of canvas, and this gives it some patina, which means it darkens it a little and gives it some extra gloss. This leather has feel similar to Butero, if you are familiar with this Italian leather. So thickness is about 1.5 millimeters, and it's very stiff. This is some bizarre piece of leather. It has copper metallic gloss. I don't know why did I buy it. Probably saw the picture in the internet and just ordered it blind, and I was very surprised. Like, what the hell is that? But anyway, still no idea what I'm gonna make out of it. Here's another weird piece of leather. If you remember, I showed you that rubbery stuff earlier. Well, this is another rubbery stuff, and I don't know if I ever gonna use it. It's like really strange. It's definitely chrome tanned. However, you might have noticed that chrome tanned is not necessarily a bad thing, because here's another chrome tanned crazy horse, and it's pretty nice. I see a lot of opportunities to use it in soft bags, tote bags, backpacks, etc., etc. And finally, this is Botero. This is from Italian tannery. I don't remember which one, but this is the famous Botero leather. It's vegetable tanned. It's very stiff, very solid, so to say. I think I have 1.5 mil, and I am not a big fan of it. I know it has a lot of fans, but I'm not one of them. And again, Italian veg tan, very soft, supple, nice texture, and I made that dice pouch out of it, and it's really nice to work with. I love it. This is American Bison from Acadia, and it's pretty cool in terms of vintage and distressed look to it. It's pretty supple, but it's 5 to 5.5 ounces, which is about 2 millimeters, and you can make lots of things out of it. Like, for example, I made a computer bag. And again, probably an eye-opening stuff for those who had stereotypes about chrome and veg. This is veg tan, and it's very soft, very supple, and it's Italian with a slight pull-up. I haven't made anything out of it yet, but I'm looking forward. And here is one of my favorite leathers of all time. It's Q-Tan Bridle from Thoroughbred Leather. You can buy it at Acadia, or Thoroughbred has their Instagram as well. It's veg tanned, it's bridal leather, it's wonderful to work with. It's like wow. It's one of my favorite leathers of all leathers I've ever worked with. And I've made a few things out of it, like slim briefcase, puppy backpack, etc. Another crazy horse that I bought in Guatemala, and probably tanned in Guatemala. It has a few interesting details to it, like very unusual brands that I haven't seen anywhere, and I'm keeping this piece of leather just in case. I don't know how to use these brands yet, but I probably will somehow. Other than that, it's just a common chrome tanned crazy horse, nothing special to it. A little bit distressed, nice pull up. I can't say anything good or bad about it. Again, here I've got some combination tanned leather from Belarus, which is called like saddle leather. I like the distressed look, but overall it's probably not the best leather that I've ever seen. About 1.8 in thickness. It's a medium hand and it's okay to work with for the right purposes. This one is an unusually stiff crazy horse from Guatemala, and I've made one bag out of it so far. It's kind of weird because it's like so high contrast, but it's definitely not a bad one and quite interesting. And again, Italian vegetable tans, pretty supple, mills, very vintage. I like this stuff and I use it for one experimental project that didn't go anywhere. Maybe I'll finish it someday. This is some weird piece of calf skin. I mean, not piece, it's a whole calf skin that I bought in Guatemala. But it's very dry, it feels like cardboard, and it definitely lacks grease or oils or whatever. I'm gonna try to treat it with grease and see if I can work with it, but definitely it's not to be used in this condition like it is right now. Here's another crazy horse. Chrome tint again. No, you haven't seen it before. This is a different one. They all look kind of similar, and also good for backpacks and all the soft tote bags and all that stuff. This leather, I think, came from Tandy, and I absolutely don't like it because it's super boring. It's kind of flat in color. It's got no pull-up at all, and I've never used it for anything. I don't know how to make it interesting. This is Botero, which is Italian vegetable tan with a pretty stiff hand, and probably too perfect for me because I like it to be a little bit more distressed, have a little bit more character. Besides, it's hard like cardboard, and I like the feel of bridal leather much more. This is some blue crazy horse, pretty nice, probably from Turkey, soft to medium hand, and for its thickness it's pretty heavy in terms of physical weight. That might be because it has lots of waxes and oils in it, and I haven't made anything out of it yet, but I will. This one is similar to the previous. It's also blue, also crazy horse, definitely Turkish, and I made a 82 backpack out of it, but I polished it with Tokanol previously, so it's got some more color and more shine. And this leather is again from Belarus. It's a combination tan, and they call it crust. And no camera can capture its color accurately. In reality, it's more like turquoise or something. I made a cumulus backpack out of it and that little manzana basket. And I got another leather of the same type, which is a fuchsia color, and it's so bright that I never decided to make anything out of it because it's very scary. I mean, it's really super bright. I'm probably gonna use it someday. Now, did someone say bring me more of that pink stuff? So I'm bringing more of that pink stuff. Here's a supple, relatively lightweight 1.6 mil. Pretty boring, actually, very flat colored, but the color is nice, so I decided I'm gonna use it for something. Haven't decided what for, so let's move on. And this one is also some pink stuff, this time from Acadia, and even more boring because it's super flat. It's 5 ounce, but it has some finish that feels like plastic actually, and if you try to hot stamp it, you will feel and actually smell something synthetic burning. So I do not recommend hot stamping this stuff. This is one of those leathers that I bought recently. It's a chrome tanned, also flat. Most of the pink leather is flat because they probably need to get rid of any color and make it completely white in order to make it look such clear, nice light pink. But I just love the color, so I'm probably gonna use it for some project pretty soon as well. This is another pink leather, but it's veg tanned, so it has more character and more texture to it. And also you can use a piece of canvas and toconol to give it some patina. It's gonna get some more gloss and more color. So here's another piece of brown chrome tan leather. It's not bad, but it's not very interesting. I cannot say much about it either. And the last one in this video is the goat skin that I bought quite a few of, and it looks like it's veg tanned because it burnishes easily. It has such a nice texture. It's impossible to hand stitch because it's so thin and so supple. It's really soft. I would say it's more of a garment leather. You could make a jacket out of it probably. So I'm gonna see what I'm gonna make out of it. Probably I'm gonna have to get a sewing machine for it. I'm definitely going to make new videos when I purchase more leather, and I will because I'm a leather shopaholic, and I even have special t-shirts on karlovadesign.com.
Hey, Karlova Design here. Сидит. About my leather. Tell you everything about my leather. Hey, Karlova Design here, and today... Нет, смотри в кадр.